What's going on, people? It's been a little minute. It's Winslow, your friendly neighborhood drum and bass producer. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if it's your first time, I don't know, man. First impressions are everything. Give me a chance. So I'm working on this tune for the sample challenge we have in the BSA Discord. Information about that in the description. And I figured I'd bring you in on the process. The tune we're sampling is Yuji Ono, Wandering Days. Go listen to it yourself because YouTube's gonna flag something in a second. Anywho, so did a little pre-production, looked for some loops and stuff, and pulled some drums in just so I could have an idea to start with rather than hit record and take an hour to find all the pieces. Anyway. Yep, little chop there. I think that could be something like intro. I think this end bit right here. Definitely something there. Let's try, I'm gonna use this little loop right here, which I think will be sort of like intro, mid-intro bit. That's pretty good. So the main idea for this is to not be too busy. Right now it's just sort of a straightforward like 4-bar loop. It could be just that and I'll roll it out. There's a whole lot to work with here, so I'm gonna see. I think this will be the kind of a bass driven thing and the sample sort of interspersed. All right, let me get a drum break going. Yeah, vibe's already there. Just throw some creativity type advice in here. Remember, like, when you're trying to catch the initial idea, don't get bogged down in each individual like sample and sound and try and mix it or be too precious about what's happening. Like, let the ideas come out and then edit like towards the end. You know, get a whole bunch of things, make a big mess, start taking things apart towards the end. Works every time. So we got one loop right here. Let's see if we can fit this other loop. Like I feel like I need something with energy, something that's for momentum. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, let's try it. You know, the usual pitch up. Maybe. All right. Let's see if I can make a little bass riff. Easy. Cool. I think that works. Let me find another bass. Just some like bubbly kind of whoop whoop whoop. It was like bum 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 whoop 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 whoop. Something like that. So we sort of got an idea going. I think moving on to the arrangement before I get stuck on things will help me sort of keep moving instead of getting stuck on this loop. I think it works. Some of the sounds need to be changed out a bit, especially in the bass. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what happens. Nah, let's change it. Change the riff. Yeah. All right, cool. That's the idea. Let's steal another sound. It might not be in the right key, but it'll be fine. The idea's in my head. Will it work? Maybe. Let me cut up each, just sort of like a really kind of disjointed, you know, not letting the whole sound sort of breathe, and that being the desired effect. Yeah, I think if I'm letting this riff breathe how I want it to, this will work. Stay with me. Sometimes the thing works. It's a nice little Frankenstein of things. I have all the raw materials. The rest of the track will not take much longer to roll out. Yeah, hope this is fun. So again, this whole thing, what I'm working on is for the sample challenge of April in the BSA Discord, Bat Snares Anonymous. If you've ever been to this channel, you know what I'm talking about. This thing's been running since pre-COVID. One of the best Discords you'll ever find for drum and bass and production, everything else, if I do say so myself. But yeah, we have loads of people working with the same sample, building a bunch of different tunes. At the end of the month, we will come together and have like a stream and listen to them all. It's just cool. Like everyone has a different take. Everyone hears something different and pieces it together, and like production is fun. I should have a more articulate way to say that, but you know what I'm saying. It's about the vibes. It's not necessarily I practice and rehearse what I'm doing. Anyway, back to the tune. Another tip. If you ever feel like your drums, like the tops, the percussion and stuff are lacking, make sure you have a ride cymbal in there somewhere. It is just like everything. That's what I don't have. And that's why I feel stupid. Like, what's wrong? What do I need? What's not there? It's like the rug that ties the room together is not there. That's what's happening right now. Watch. I bet you it sounds 1,000 times better, or it'll be close to it. The ride is helping. It is everything else. Like it was a bit too much in the kick. What if I just change the kick? Yeah. All right. Kicks and drum and bass. Do you want the kick to fit within the bass and sort of sound as one? Or do you want it to sit on top and sort of act as a punch to the pulse that's maybe in the sub? It's something to consider. There's no right or wrong way. There's arguments on these, from the old heads to the new heads to the small heads and the big heads. I got a big head. Not ego-wise, just physically a big head. It's hard to find a hat. But something to think about. This sits way better. Something's missing. I can't tell what it is. It's necessary. That's all I needed. Some hi-hats. Like I'm really vibing out with this too. I don't say vibing out often, but I am. I can firmly say this will be edit number 1 of the year. Let's see if I can get this the harmonic version. How does this fit with everything else though? All right, so we're back. Took a little break. It's the next day. Recording for hours and hours, like, just isn't helpful, especially with the editing process. So I did a whole lot of rest of the owling, and now we're somewhere new. It's nice what an ear break can do for you, because this was sounding real crusty about 15 minutes ago before I got up and got a drink and all that. Pro tip, stay hydrated, or your ideas will never sound as good as you think they are, or think they should. Honestly, voice crack, honestly, it's there. There's a lot happening in this mix. Yeah, I got really carried away, but that makes for a very energetic tune. And we like that, right? The sample sounds a lot like just some like, in between TV show, like, and back to your regularly scheduled program. So I think I'm gonna make a little section here that feels like that to bridge the gap between there and there. Yeah, it's all about transitions. Cool, that one's fine. I think I put a little vocal in there and then some whooshes. It's cool. Like, it all this stuff works. This is just a bit like, it's too much. You know what I mean? Like this part. But this part. But it's just a bit, like, what are we doing? I just made it mono and I made it like sit a bit tighter. I think it's all the extra noise on the sides. Having too many like kind of gross, in this case, texturally gross, like stereo sounds is just distracting to the ears. As someone on headphones, as someone just listening and stuff. So if you have a variation between wide and narrow, it creates space for everything to fit in a way that just sounds better and sounds more pleasing. When these were both wide in this section, it was just like a lot of things, a lot of sounds hitting me. But now it's like wide, narrow, call and response. Very nice. So, like this is basically done and maybe it's too much. I don't know, but I'm liking it. So how are you feeling about it? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, you want to be a part of this? This challenge just started in the Discord. So click that link in the description, which is basically Patreon. Any tier you sub to, you can sub to it and cancel. You can sub and stay, but you get an entry into the Discord and you can participate in this challenge and see what everyone else comes up with. Any genre, any sound, doesn't matter. It's all about flipping samples and how much fun it is. So I'm gonna take a couple more hours, fix this one up, and then it will be on Patreon within the week or by the end of the month or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, this is a fun one. Play through and I'm out. Later. is enough.